Okay, so before I even start this series, I wanted to give a brief explanation on what it is, how it's going to start, how it's going to progress, how it's going to end, and everything else. Before I even get started, massive shout out to Asian Rice Cup. He's another old school YouTuber. I've been watching him for many years, and ever since he's been doing this series, it was just, why haven't I been doing this on Alora? So what he does is he does only solo raids on old school, and one every 75 raids he allows himself an upgrade to further aid him in Chambers of Xeric and TOB. So I've decided to do the same thing on Alora, but because you reach the end game quite quicker, what I've decided to do is be an Ultimate Iron Man, giving myself an additional challenge of not being able to bank. So here on screen is what he started with before any raids at all. Some of these items I have reconsidered. The Dragon Warhammer here, it took me 11,800 kill count on my main to get this. So I don't know if I'm really up to grind out another 11,000 kills, especially being an Ultimate Iron Man. That Shazian set takes up 5 inventory spaces. So that one I'm going to hold off and see about. Rune Crossbow isn't really needed anywhere in Chambers on Alora. Anywhere that you range on Alora, you just use the blowpipe. So honestly, I'm probably going to take out the Rune Crossbow for sure. And as far as the Dragon Warhammer, I might switch it out for a BGS, or I might just grind out the Warhammer passively. We'll see how that one plays out. But most of the stuff on here is pretty self-explanatory. You have the Blowpipe, Toxic Trident of the Swamp, Fury, all of your mage sets, Mage Arena 2, Fire Cape, Avas, Berserker Ring, Tent Whip, Dragon Defender, Dragon Boots, and a set of God D'hide Boots. The only way you can get these on Alora, well, I guess you can do clue scrolls to grind them out, but I don't think I'll be doing many as an elite. So I'll probably grind out Lucky Imps passively for those. Again, not too sure what I'm going to do about those. But this is the gear that I'm going to get before I even start raiding. We'll scroll up just a little bit. Right here are going to be the desired items, and I have allowed myself every 40 raids to give myself an upgrade. So as you can see on here, there's a lot of really good looking stuff like the Occult, the Torture, Pegazians, the new Face Guard, Inferno Cape, Sea Halley, Dragon Hunter Lance, Bandos. So what I've decided to do is every 40 raids on Alora, give myself one of these upgrades, whatever I want. Once I choose it, it's locked in and I can't change my mind. And the way that I'm going to keep track of that is right up here. I've kept a list of 40 kill count, 80 kill count, 120, 160, etc. So for instance, whenever I get to 40 kill count, I'll say like Tormented Bracelet. And once I get to 40 kill count, I can start using it, but I cannot change my mind once I've typed it in that box. If I am to get any sort of undeserved item, that's what this box right here is for. This is stating that if I get a prayer scroll before 50 kill count, I cannot use it. If I get an ancestral piece before 100 kill count, I cannot use it. If I get a Dragon Hunter crossbow before 150 raids, I cannot use it. This is just to put in place in case I get lucky. The series, in my opinion, would be quite boring if I got a T-bow on 20 kill count and just use that for the rest of my raids. So what I've decided to do is put T-bow and Scythe at the top, where if I get either one of those before 400 chambers or 400 TOB, I cannot use them. They will sit in my looting bag or inventory, probably looting bag, so I'm not tempted. But yeah, that's a way to give the series some more life, because as many of you know, the T-bow on Alora is very powerful, and you can arguably just do chamber solos with a T-bow and no additional gear. So that's going to be my failsafe to prevent me from just blowing through the series. One last thing, there's a little spreadsheet here of all of the chambers uniques. I'll probably throw the dust down here at the bottom now that I think about it. But what I'm going to do is I am going to state what kill count I got each of these uniques at. As far as end goal of the series is just to obtain every single raid unique, including pets and the dust. I am really looking forward to this. I don't take donations in game. Well, yeah, I don't take donations in game. However, if you do want to support the series, the most that I would ask is like the occasional vote book, because another end goal that I have of this series is going for 4.6 billion experience. I know, as crazy as that sounds, it does sound really enjoyable. So as far as end goal, I want to have all raids items, including pet and dust, and go for 4.6 in the process, and we'll see how that plays out. Any questions, leave them in the comments. The first video I plan to upload within the next few days. I'm working on it right now. So be on the lookout for that. And if you see me in game, feel free to shoot me a message and ask me any questions. I'll be streaming most of my raids on YouTube just because it's good content, you know, solo raids at low level. It'll show that no matter, you know, what baseline gear you have, you can do it, and if you put in the time, you'll get rewarded. And that's another goal of the series. You have a lot of people asking, like, what are the minimum requirements to solo chambers? And well, I'm here to show you. Even if it's slow at the start, it'll definitely get more fun as the series progresses. So like I said, first episode will be out here shortly, and yeah, see you then.